So Daredevil, Hawkeye, and Spider-Man No Way Home all take place in the same week. I can prove it, just watch. What you watching? It's been, I don't know, about like 2 months since Spider-Man No Way Home came out, and I can wait till the Blu-ray comes out. But in seeing that movie twice and watching the show Hawkeye and the show Daredevil, I've kind of crafted together my own personal theory when it comes to how all these movies and shows take place in the same week. I'm going to start with Daredevil, just Daredevil Season 3, because honestly for this, all I really needed to watch was Daredevil Season 3. And honestly, it's a solid season. I like it, but you kind of have to watch Season 1 and 2 to get it. But, I mean, context clues, guys. Come on. So, at the end of Daredevil Season 3, I want to say maybe a week passes by and then Marvel's Infinity War happens. And that movie entirely takes place in like a day. Like, the whole setting is just like, it's a day. Like, it's 24 hours or less that basically Thanos comes in and fucking wrecks shop and then snaps everyone away. Let's say Matt Murdock gets blipped away, because at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure if Daredevil did not get blipped away and Wilson Fisk did not get blipped away, Wilson Fisk wouldn't be in the situation with Hawkeye right now. So bear with me while I try to make this make sense. So let's just say that day Wilson Fisk gets arrested, 1 week goes by, and after that, the snap happens. Then, for 5 years, you have Wilson Fisk Kingpin. He probably broke out of prison, which no problem because, hey, half the world's gone. So he broke out of prison, basically maybe had 5 years to gather up his own army and divide it up somewhat in the vein of the Book of Boba Fett, leading from the shadows, because you really don't know Kingpin's influence as of this point when it comes to like him in the MCU. But all you really do know is the fact that Clint Barton, aka Hawkeye, knows who this guy is. So I don't know, you can kind of make of it what you will, but me personally, I like to think of him as maybe a tier above who he was and how he was in the show Daredevil Season 3, because he's a fucking cartoon in the Hawkeye, like ripping off car doors, and I don't know. I like when he was more subtle and hitting people with car. I don't know, he has a thing with car doors. I'm just saying, that's just me. But when that 5-year jump happens, Kingpin stays alive and Daredevil gets blipped away, because again, it just wouldn't fly any other way. 5 years go by, everyone came back to life, and life goes on. But 9 months after Avengers Endgame is when Spider-Man No Way Home takes place. And at the same time Spider-Man No Way Home is taking place, you have yourself Hawkeye that also takes place. And the big part when it comes to Spider-Man No Way Home and Hawkeye and their big connection is the very end of both series and the movie, where Spider-Man is swinging through the city. What do you see? You see the Rockefeller tree as he swings by. But in Hawkeye, you see that same Rockefeller tree and it's upright. So either, like I said, so it's Daredevil that's basically taking place within Spider-Man No Way Home, and then towards the end, maybe like, I don't know, maybe literally probably even the next day, Hawkeye is probably knocking down the Rockefeller tree over there in the Rockefeller Center, because Clint doesn't know who Spider-Man is. He never knew who Spider-Man was. And it wouldn't really make sense for Spider-Man to know who Clint is. They never even interacted before. So kind of putting together those theories, how they all just basically, everything just takes place in the same week. So Matt Murdock is the lawyer for Spider-Man, and maybe after that interaction with Spider-Man in the movie, maybe he suits up and tries to like look for leads on Kingpin and stuff. But then, as we all know, he's probably not going to find it because Kingpin got shot in the face. But I mean, in comics, he's still alive. So for me, I feel like the perfect combination is Daredevil and Spider-Man, having them team up and probably take down Wilson Fisk, because it's like the perfect story, the perfect heroes. They work well off each other. I'm pretty sure like they don't even have to know each other's identity, but they can work together. So these are two heroes who had their secret identities hidden, like when most have revealed theirs, like Iron Man, Hulk, etc. So for these two to actually team up and not know each other's identity, or even Spider-Man and the Punisher, that's even a better combination. Or maybe even the three of them, like, that'd be cool. But I don't know about everyone else, but for me, like, I love Marvel when it's at the street level, because I feel like that's the most relatable for everybody. Because let's be honest, the fight with Thanos was great, and Endgame was great, and even Spider-Man No Way Home was great, with all the Spider-Man fighting. But one of my favorite Marvel movies is Captain America and the Winter Soldier, just because everyone is so ground level. There's no superheroes in it. I mean, yeah, you got Captain America running 20 miles in 30 minutes, and, you got Bucky ripping off car doors again. Bucky and Kingpin. But Bucky and Kingpin, wow, that's actually that'd be cool. But, like the whole point of it is like, I like the fact that it's a grounded story that you can actually relate to. So for me, at the end of the day, for me, that's my theory on the whole Spider-Man No Way Home, Daredevil, and Hawkeye taking place in the same week. And also, to give my shortest review ever, it would be Spider-Man No Way Home, great. I love the movie. Of course, it has its mistakes with it when it comes to it. And of course, there's a lot of dumb stuff that does happen. But overall, like, that is the movie that, I legitimately screamed and shouted in the movie, where I don't think I've done that since maybe Avengers Endgame or something like that. Another movie, when it comes to Daredevil, it's long. It's really long. But see, the thing is about Daredevil is it's just good enough to keep watching it. Like, every episode gives you just enough to lead you wanting more. Me personally, that's kind of like the Netflix model. I feel like I'm being swindled in a way, so I don't know how to feel about that. But overall, like, when it comes to Daredevil, if you don't have, let's see, because every episode is an hour and it's 12 episodes in a season. So if you don't have 36 hours to spare, I think that's 36. I don't know. But if you don't have 36 hours, I don't know. I really don't know. If you don't have 36 hours to spare, then just watch Daredevil season 3. But if you do, and you may regret some of that time that you did spend, watch the whole season. Overall, though, Daredevil season 3, I like that. Even though because I never watched The Defenders. I don't think no one really has, so I don't really know what to expect, But what I can tell you is, Daredevil season 3, yeah, it does pick up in a weird space where you don't really know what's going on because it doesn't pick up from Daredevil season 2. But for what you get, you kind of put 2 and 2 together and understand where everyone's at. And Hawkeye, my review on that is it could have been a movie and it would have been 10 times better. I can guarantee you that right now. Like, for me, like, if Hawkeye was a movie, that would have been like, yeah, this is a tight Disney Plus movie, because it's not that important whether you see it or you don't, because all you really know is, if you've seen Black Widow, then you know that Black Widow at the end, Yelena Belova, she ends up working for Hawkeye. Working to try to kill Hawkeye and stuff like that. And I just feel like should have been like Black Widow, the movie, Hawkeye, the movie, then, Spider-Man or whatever the case is. But it didn't have to be a show. I didn't really need to know that much about Hawkeye. He's honestly just a guy, and I like that about him. The fact that he's kind of like done with everything, and he's like 50 right now, trying to still do what gods and, like super soldiers do. So I think that's pretty funny. So overall, that's really it. I give it, I don't know. Like, they're all pretty solid shows, but obviously Spider-Man No Way Home just sits at a very, very, very high peak, because I don't know. Maybe it's nostalgia, but I loved that movie. Jeez. Maybe I'll talk about it. Who knows? I've been on a little hiatus. So, I've been on a little hiatus when it comes to all the movies and stuff like that, mainly because I got a new job, obviously, see this hair that grown and stuff like that. And I just got a lot of shit to do. So I'll try to be more consistent with it, especially if you're watching the video this far ahead. Thank you. That's awesome. But other than that, I did see the Batman, so I'm probably going to make a review for that. And, yeah, I've been Gerald, and that's my little theory on how MCU gets just that bit more connected. Kind of like a pretzel or a interwoven quilt or something. I don't know. Bye.